Feminism. Feminism, feminism, feminism. When is this silly little turf war ever gonna end? You know, for a few months now I've been pretty separatist on the whole feminist issue. I mean, I found it so cringy and convoluted and I just don't know what the hell's going on. I just decided to settle on eventually. You know what? I know bullshit when I see it. I'll point out whether someone's right or wrong, whether or not they're a feminist. Bloody hell, even that makes me cringe. But Emma Watson has recently made a speech to, of all great places, the United Nations. And said that feminism has, obviously, an image problem. And she also said that we need to start focusing more, really, on men's issues as well as women's issues. Now, first off, when it comes to that word, feminism, I think that if you're ever going to succeed in, creating gender equality, you've got to drop that word, because the word feminism, saying that feminism is about gender equality, it's kind of like saying that Christianity or Islam is about religious unity, religious equality. Femi is in the name. I'm sure that if somebody came up with a movement like masculinism, nobody would really be debating whether or not that was for gender equality or if it was biased on one side. I wouldn't. Now, when I watched the speech, for the most part I liked it. Emma's a lovely little lass, but one thing that really grinded my gears at one part in the speech was basically when she said that an audience that was in China, a women's conference kind of thing, was only made up of 30% men. And saying that this was a really big problem because, we need more men to get involved in feminism. But, it's done vice versa for women when people say, like, only 20% of the film industry are women and stuff like that. But it's so overstated. If only 30% of my audience is women, I'm not too fussed. At the end of the day, I want people to watch my videos and be entertained and learn something from it. I'm not too fussed about what sex, what nationality, what ethnicity they are. I'm not charging to City Hall saying that we need to do something about this. Now, I'm sure that Emma really has her heart in the right place. She wants to get away from all this feminist bullshit, but at the same time, and a lot of women's rights activists do this, factual feminists and all that, they tend to say, we need to do this, we need to fight gender boundaries, but we need to do it in the form of something. We need to do it in the form of feminism. I think there are some good, individualistic, non-partisan ways that we can get around gender boundaries and create social change. I don't know. I think the one thing that annoyed basically everyone about feminism, the reason that nobody seems to take it seriously, is not necessarily just the man hate. And this kind of goes for all progressive-minded set people. It's just this feeling of, if I am losing a debate, if I am not getting the upper hand on this, that I have to get really uppity about it, that I have to do something about it, that I have to set a law, or I have to write a blog post saying, oh god, I was killed today, it was horrible. That I think at the core centre of feminism is the reason why people don't like it. This tendency to get mad at the smallest inconsistencies, the smallest little things that go awry, and say things like, oh, you're a rape apologist, or oh, check your privilege, or roads, and all this kind of stuff. But then I don't really know who started the whole third wave feminism thing anyway, so whether it was the feminists or whether it was the lad culture or whatever, but I don't know, I don't really care, so I can't really say for sure whose fault it is on that. What I definitely would say is that whilst I'm glad that Emma Watson has taken a stand and said that we need to focus more on men's issues as well as women's issues, her time is better spent elsewhere. I think us getting individual responsibility and freedom and not having any interference from these groups like 10 Downing Street or the UN who say what is politically correct, I think that if we do that, then we'll get to a far better place than we would by going through any type of, equality movement. I don't really think that men like me have become less harsh and a little bit more vulnerable because of a whole movement of people. I think it's just because over time we decided that now that we have better lives, that we're not fighting over each other for food all the time, that we kind of decided, well, I'll be a bit nicer, I'll be a bit more kinder to people who might not necessarily have a penis. And girls in Africa are not going to get education as a result of feminism either. That comes from freedom of the individual. It's always freedom. Always come back to freedom. Freedom is so cool. Bloody love it. So yeah, that's what I think. I don't think I'm going to do another video on feminism, mainly because I just find the whole debate a bit boring now. Thunderfoot basically repeats the same stuff over and over again for about 30 minutes. And for me, it's just goddamn cringy at the end of the day. So the less I hear about it, the more I'm allowed to be myself, the less people get so uppity over just things that are slightly not politically correct, then I think I'll be a pretty happy bunny. Oh, wait, shit. Happy bunny. God damn, I love these ears.